Welcome to Hobbs. So this is our goods in, so this is our storeroom, and mostly it's made up of flour. So obviously we make a lot of bread. We're doing probably about 30 tons of flour a week at the moment, which makes about 150,000 loaves of bread. So for the size of bakery, it's a lot. For a big bakery, it's quite small, but you know, as a small independent business, yeah, it's a decent amount of bread. Obviously with flour, quality is paramount. So we've worked with Ships and Mill for many, many years. They're about 6 miles down the road. And we buy from them strong white flour, but we also get organic flour. So we have rye, white, we have whole mills, oat mills, etc. So a whole different varieties. And then the rest of the stuff is things that you would find in your store cupboard at home. So we're talking like seeds, spices, fats, sugars, salts. We try and not put things in that we wouldn't eat ourselves. So we try and keep things as clean label as possible. And we just make it on a slightly bigger scale.
So, Henry, how did Hobbs become Hobbs? What's the history behind it?
History. So, Hobbs, we are independent, fifth generation business. So we've been going since 1920, so over 100 years.
Wow.
And yes, it's been family owned the whole time. And we make artisan bread for lots of different customers, like Four Seasons.
Yeah.
And we just have slowly grown over the years, but I guess our business is rooted in those kind of strong family values. So we're currently in the old bit of the bakery, but we're going to go into the new bit, which hopefully you'll see the difference. So part of our kind of commitment to still being a bakery for the future was building a bakery that's fit for the future. And so we'll go and see where the magic happens.
Amazing. Wow.
That's it. So it's a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
So the things we've got going here is, one is the old bakery wasn't insulated, so now we're fully insulated with like cooling systems and fans, so we can regulate the temperature. This makes a big difference for the staff, particularly in the heat wave. You know, it's not quite so hot, but also when it comes to proving up your bread, you can just maintain a constant temperature, which is really helpful throughout the seasons.
Yeah.
But also we're able to put solar panels all over the roof, so we use a lot of power, and I think at the moment about 25% comes from the sun, which is great. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, really good.
That's really lovely.
So it's so the way that the bakery is set up is we've got kind of three main sections. We've got our rolled down one side, so we're doing about 3 million burger buns a year at the moment, and then we have our kind of like tin loaves and bloomers in the middle, and then kind of artisan and sourdoughs, ciabattas, baguettes on the far end. But hive of activity, a lot of bread comes through.
So, Henry, are you able to just give me a quick talk through on what's happening here?
Yeah, so we're making a lot of burger buns.
Yeah.
So a lot of your customers take our burger buns and they are doing very well. So what this machine does is we take our flour, we make a delicious dough, and then it goes through here and it portions it to the right size, and then we're just scaling it up, putting a little bit of seeds in, and then they'll go into the prover for about 1.5 to 2 hours. And this small little roll here will then, almost triple in size, and then we bake it off. And then next morning, fresh burger buns in the pubs and burger chains or wherever they're needed. And,
sounds delicious.
Yeah. The burgers have been very popular, particularly as we enter into the summer. All the beer gardens are full. Everyone's having a pint and a burger, and it's a good time for burgers at Hobbs House Bakery.
Absolutely, lovely.
Would you like to have a look in the prover?
Yes, definitely.
So if you come on in, this is basically like a really warm, humid room. So you can see the buns go in like this size. And then about an hour and a half later, they've almost tripled in size. And then they go out this side, they'll get either an egg glaze or a vegan glaze, and then they get baked for about 9 minutes. So this is where we do a lot of our artisan stuff. So we have our sourdough. So our sourdough, we've been feeding it every day for 70 years. So it's a live culture. And you get your nose in there, you get that kind of vinegary kind of tang. Yeah. And what this does is we feed it every day with organic rye flour, and then it bubbles up, and then we use that to raise our bread. So what we've got here, what are you making here, Tommy? Panda Campan. So this is a country French loaf. So it's got some sourdough, but it also has a little bit of yeast. And because it's a wetter dough, we have to portion it by hand. And so we're just scaling it up and weighing it, and then we mold it by hand. Then it goes into the baskets for a little prove before baking off later.
Lovely. So is this the sourdough that's been fed?
Yeah, so so we feed up the sourdough, and it takes about 8 to 12 hours for it to bubble up, and then we use it, and then it goes into lots of our loaves. So this one will have sourdough in it and also a little bit of yeast, but then other ones will be just sourdough. So depending on what you want your loaf to turn out like.
Brilliant.
So by adding a bit of yeast, you end up with a bit more rise and a slightly softer crumb, whereas if it's 100% sourdough, it tends to have a slightly kind of denser, chewier crumb, which, is delicious,
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think some of the things that make us different at Hobbs House is that, if you go to a big bakery, the whole process will be fully automated and it's very efficient and quick. But actually, if you're looking to make quality, some things can't be, you need the human hand and the skilled baker to be able to do it. And this is a case in point where you've got a wetter dough that gives you that delicious flavor and a great crumb. But to get the quality out, you have to use your hands. So for us, it's a combination of using machinery where we can, but also skilled bakers to create that kind of extra bit of quality. We've got the buns going in. Hey Mark, hey Adam. So these are going into a deck oven. How long do they go into the oven for, Adam?
12 minutes.
12 minutes. So it's top and bottom heat, and it's a slightly more gentle as there's no fan. But what you do is you get a really nice soft bun, and we just think they bake really nicely. And but again, it's the bakers kind of check in when they're ready to come out of the prover, and then into the oven, and then only taking them out when they're perfect. And we just rinse and repeat and just keep making more bread. So we can see some of the buns here. So these are our ultimate burger baps. So this is a vegan roll. So it's suitable for anyone, but it makes great burger. And it's probably our most popular burger bun. And it's many a pub is using them for their buns on their menu. So, So here we've got a little bit of innovation. So this is our classic bloomer that we've been making for a long time, and it's a beautiful kind of rustic granary loaf. But when you slice it, you get a lot of tapering on the edge, and so we've kind of worked with our customers to essentially create a similar version. So it's still got that rustic appeal, but by being baked in a tin, it gets squared off ends. So when we slice it, you get a more consistent slice. So from the customer's point of view, if they're making sandwiches, they're not losing the ends that are too small. So actually they're reducing bread waste and then being able to get a more consistent product. So once the bread's been baked, we then wheel it into here. So there's a little cooler in here, and this is where the bread then cools down, and then we do stuff with it. So it's either going to get sliced, it's going to get wrapped, it's going to go into the freezer, depending on what it's needed. This is a particularly fun one that we launched about 1.5 years ago. It's our large white sourdough. So it's like, it's bigger than a baby. And, but from this, so this is a true sourdough. So it's just 3 ingredients: flour, water, and salt. And part of the flour is the sourdough culture. And you get 26 slices, which is great for pub groups that are doing like avo on toast or toasties or something, because they're getting that kind of, like the sourdoughs you see in a shop, it's basically just a bigger version. So it's good for yield, good for caterers. And we sell this sliced, and it is absolutely flying off the shelves at the moment. So we've just got our large white sourdough being sliced here by the wonderful Calvin. So we don't, we do some things by hand, some things we use a machine. So obviously getting a slice, you're going to get that consistent slice. But what you get once it's finished is you've got a nice sourdough. It's all evenly sliced, and this will go to caterers, and they can make some beautiful sandwiches or avo on toast.
Amazing.
Yeah, totally. And you've got that lovely kind of artisan bubbly texture. Which is great. Another product, so this is our everyday. So this is probably our most popular loaf. We slice it up, you get 14 slices. It's great for kids' lunch boxes, good for toast. It's like your everyday loaf that is like a staple for the family. We've been making this recipe for, goodness knows how long, probably 50 odd years. And, and a few things have changed with it, but really it's it's quality ingredients. And I was brought up on this. What else we got here? We've got our St. Martin sourdough. So this is a lovely one. This one's
very beautiful.
This is a beautiful one, exactly. And we like it so much we sainted it unofficially. Again, we sell these whole or sliced, and we've been doing this one probably for about 10 years. And again, another really popular loaf. This over here, this is the Panda Campania. So that loaf that you saw the guys mold in,
Yeah.
this is what it ends up being like.
I like the
cross.
Yeah.
The cross,
so
yeah.
what is the reason for the scoring? And
one is it's
pattern?
aesthetic, like it
Yeah.
obviously adds a bit of character, but also when you put bread in the oven, it wants to grow and jump. And if you
Okay.
don't cut it, it'll then just get like a kind of side growth erratically.
Right, I
so it's
see.
kind of like encouraging the loaf to open where you want it to open, and then you get a kind of, a more consistent visual. And whereas if you don't do that, it will just split. So these shiny little buns, so these are our wild buns. So they are like a demi brioche. So they're egg glazed, but really beautiful. But they're made with wild farm flour. So that's a regenerative flour that is trying to grow in a way that it puts health back into the soil and rather than extracting. So they're using, it's not organic, but they're not using pesticides and lots of chemicals. And also they're trying to farm in a way that encourages worms and bees and bugs and all sorts of stuff. So it's something that as a family business that wants to be around for the next generation, it's quite an important thing for us to support farmers who are trying to grow quality wheat in a more healthy, sustainable way. So this is our confectionery where we make lots of our pastries. So Kathy is making our pain au choc. So this is a 3-day process. So we've got to make the dough day one, then that rests overnight, and then we laminate it with high quality Irish butter, and that gets those layers in between. And then it's portioned, and then 2 sticks of Valrhona chocolate go inside. Then these are frozen down, and then to order, we then take them out and they prove up slowly over a kind of 8 to 10 hours, and then we bake them off and you end up with a beautiful croissant. So we also make lots of cakes. So are these brownies going in Elaine? Are they brownie? Yeah, brownies, so very popular.
Lovely.
Who doesn't like chocolate?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then they're baked, and they cut into 16 portions, so they're good for like cafes or delis also who want a quality cake, but they don't want to make their own.
Exactly.
Yeah,
lovely.
So we kind of have a bit of everything. So mostly bread, but then cakes and croissants.
Perfect.
And now we're back to the beginning.
Amazing. It smells amazing.
Making you hungry?
Honestly, if I could, it smells amazing. If you could smell it through the camera, you would. It's amazing. Thank you very much.
No,
that
pleasure.
was absolutely brilliant. It was great to see how you guys work.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Keep selling it and we'll keep making it.
Absolutely, we definitely will.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Cheers.